What if I told you that some of the most dangerous questions you'll ever hear don't sound dangerous at all? They don't come with warning signs. They don't announce themselves as manipulation. They arrive dressed as curiosity, as concern, as care. And by the time you realize what's happening, you're already doubting yourself. Today, we're breaking down 5 questions toxic people use to pull you into their world and how to recognize them before you fall. We've all been there. Someone asks you something that feels innocent. You answer honestly, and suddenly you're explaining yourself, defending yourself, apologizing for things you didn't even do. It happens at work, in friendships, in relationships, even with family. And the worst part, you don't always know it's happening because toxic people don't attack you. They ask you questions that make you question yourself. They rewire your internal compass. They make you second-guess your boundaries, your feelings, your reality. So let's talk about the 5 questions they use and what's really going on beneath the surface. Point 1. Why are you so sensitive? This one's a classic. You express a feeling, hurt, frustration, discomfort, and instead of being heard, you're told you're overreacting. Here's what's really happening. They're deflecting. Instead of taking responsibility for their actions, they're making your reaction the problem. It's gaslighting wrapped in a question. And over time, it teaches you to suppress your emotions, to shrink, to stop speaking up. Point 2, don't you trust me? This question shows up when you set a boundary, when you ask for clarity, when you hesitate, and suddenly you're the one who has to prove your loyalty, your love, your commitment. But trust isn't demanded, it's earned, and healthy people don't weaponize it. This question is designed to guilt you into compliance, to make you ignore your instincts. Point 3, why can't you just let it go? You bring up something that hurt you, something unresolved, and instead of acknowledgement, you get impatience. This question punishes you for having memory, for having needs. It tells you that your pain is an inconvenience. What they're really saying is, I don't want to deal with this, so I'll make you feel bad for bringing it up. Point 4, are you sure that's what happened? This one's insidious. It plants doubt. It makes you question your own experience, your own memory. Maybe you did misremember. Maybe you are being dramatic. Maybe it wasn't that bad. This is gaslighting in its purest form. And over time, it erodes your ability to trust yourself. Point 5, what's wrong with you? Not what's wrong, but what's wrong with you. It's subtle, but that one word shifts everything. It's no longer about the situation. It's about you, your character, your worth. This question is designed to shame you, to make you feel broken, defective, less than. And once you internalize that message, you stop asking for what you need. You stop expecting better. You settle. Here's what happens when you're exposed to these questions over and over. Your brain starts to rewire itself. You begin to doubt your instincts. You second-guess your feelings. You apologize for existing. Psychologists call this learned helplessness. You stop fighting back, not because you're weak, but because you've been conditioned to believe that resistance is pointless. And the scariest part, you start asking yourself these questions. You become your own critic, your own manipulator. But here's the truth. Recognizing the pattern is the first step to breaking it. So here's the question I want to leave you with. What would change if you stopped defending yourself to people who were never listening? What if, instead of answering their questions, you started asking your own? Like, why do I feel worse after talking to this person? Or, would someone who truly cared about me make me feel this way? You deserve relationships that don't require you to shrink, that don't make you question your reality. If this video helped you recognize something you've been experiencing, hit that like button. It helps us reach more people who need to hear this. And subscribe if you want more content on setting boundaries and protecting your peace. Remember, you're not too sensitive, you're not imagining it. You're just finally paying attention.